Okay, so here we are in the soundtrack for this movie. This was a really cool project. 54 hours, start to finish. The team started writing it Friday night. Then they shot it all on Saturday, started editing on Sunday, and I got it Sunday afternoon. It's a black and white movie that they said was a monster mystery. They kind of wanted it to have a retro classic feel to it, but it wasn't a period piece. It's current. They also told me they wanted the music not to be happy at the beginning and then turn, but they didn't want it scary at the beginning. They wanted it unsettling and just kind of mysterious. They also told me the monster was a nature monster, and they were going to use tree sounds and things like that. So my idea was that I could use organic or acoustic sounding instruments like a cello, a bass flute, because it's just such an odd sound, and piano, and disjointed voices to kind of add an eerie quality to it. But I didn't want it to sound old, so I put it all over a synth pad just to kind of modernize it. I will show you what I mean. So you can hear the voices there over the synth pad. But then what you'll hear is you'll hear more voices come in and string sounds. There's some string sounds. Some cello sounds over here that come in. And a bass flute. It's just such an odd, interesting sound. But together with the voices, it's just kind of interesting. And then there's this spot where they go up the mountain and they hit this little mesa area with all these kind of weird toys and swings and a seesaw. And she actually mentions it in the dialogue that they're creepy children's toys. So what I wanted to do is I added like a music box type sound. You can hear it here. That. And when the seesaw hits, I also added a sub bass hit right when it hit, just because it's also kind of creepy sounding. This is the little music box sound. It's just kind of interesting, but together. Then there's a spot when the girls find the flowers that they're not supposed to pick. The camera pans down and reveals the "do not pick the flowers." One of the team is blowing on the sign just to add kind of an eerie, magical quality to it. So when he did that, I added some wind chimes over it for two reasons. Because it's windy, wind chimes just adds to the scene. And it's also kind of magical and weird sounding. Right here, when the action starts, when they're running out of the house, what I wanted to do is increase the anxiety. So there's a slight tempo change, and the only rhythmic element I put in was this heartbeat, which adds to the chaos. Yeah, so all right, so that's the music, but when you hear it with all the monster sounds and the dialogue and the craziness and the sound effects, you can see how effective it is. There you go. And now what I wanted to show show you because you can hear how terrifying that monster sounds. This is what we did for the sound design. They're pretty good. Now, what we did is we just had one of us come in and make some monster sounds, kind of growling, and we added a compressor, then we lowered the format and the shift a little bit, put like a chorus on it to give it some space, some reverb, and we got this, which sounds pretty great. But if we get rid of these effects, this is what we started with. Not that scary, but with everything on it, same sound. There you go. And in context, it's terrifying. What do you think? It was a great experience.